Welcome back. Now, today we are going to learn Python crash course for beginners within 1 hour. So, I'll try to uh, cover all the basic of Python programming. So, let's start with basic thing. So, why is Python? Why? Because Python is a high-level interpreted programming language, and it is known for simplicity and readability, widely used in web development, data science, automation nowadays in AI and more. The reason we are learning this Python is it is easy to learn for beginners and it has large community support and also extensive libraries and frameworks and from automation scripts to complex applications. We can run this Python program using IDEs like IDLE, PyCharm, Visual Code. We have Jupyter Notebook and also we have Google Colab. In this session, we are going to use Python, uh, Jupyter Notebook to execute Python programming. Okay. Now we'll try to execute this print world. You just need to write print function print within single quotes. Why? Because it's a string, so you can type anything. Welcome to Python crash course. And close this. That's it. Then you just need to click on this play button. You can see here, welcome to Python crash course. Let's start with discussing about variables and data types. So what are the data types? Data types as labels that tell Python that kind of information a value holds. Just like we have different types of notebooks for math, science, English. In Python, we have different data types for different kinds of data. So main data types in Python are integer, that is int, whole numbers without decimals. Example you can see here 5, minus 12, 100. These are the whole numbers, not without decimals. And also we have float, numbers with decimals. To declare a variable with a decimal value, we should use float. And string, text or characters enclosed in quotations, quotes. That is, we declare a string variable with the keyword called str. You can see here example, hello, Python is fun, 123. Within quotes, whatever you write, if it is even number, that would be treated as string only. And boolean. Boolean is nothing but two possible values, that is true or false, used for making decisions. We have, after boolean we have list, a collection of items like basket. You can store different types of data inside. Example 123 or apple, banana, cherry. Also we have tuple like a list, but you cannot change the items. Once you declare, you cannot change the items. Then we have dictionary like a mini database, key value pairs. Example name John, age 15. Name is a key, John is the value. In the same way, age is a key, 15 is the value. Why data types matters? Python needs to know the data type so it can decide how to use the value. For example, you can add two integers, 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. But if you try to add text to a number, that is hello plus 5 is equal to error. So you can see a quick summary table like data types. You can note it down. Even integer is nothing but example 10. What it represents whole number, right? The same way float 3.14 decimal number, string high, text, boolean, true or false, list. We can have a group of items, tuple 4, 5, 6, even group of items but fixed, dictionary, key value pair. We'll try to print integer, float, string, boolean, list, tuple dictionary. Try to add print 10 plus 15. When you say execute this one, it's going to display the value 10 plus 15 is 25. In the same way, print plus 5.4, sorry, 6. What is the value of this? 8.74. Now let's discuss about input from the user. If you want your applications should ask user to enter input, we have to use input function. For example, you can see here input equal to enter your name. Then we can print this entered name as concatenating name with hello. Hello. After that, we have a plus symbol here. In string, when we concatenate, when we use plus here, it's going to concatenate. It's not going to add anything there like integer. Now let's see here. So when you run this program, so the input function is used to ask the user to type something. While the program is running, think of it like your program saying, hey, I need some information from you. And then it wait for the user to type. For example, name input, what is your name? Print hello name, right? Now we are going to copy this and we'll try to execute as it is. So what is your name here? You can type John, then it's going to print like hello John. Input shows a message asking for the user something. Whatever the user types gets stored in the variable name. Here the variable name is name. So by default input gives you a string text even if you type a number. What if you want a number? Use typecasting like you can see here age equal to input, whatever you want you can write, but integer. What is your age? When user enters 1, then it's going to display your age will be age plus 1. The output will be like what is your age is, for example, if you entered 15, the next year you will be 16. So int changes the input from text to number, and you can see here get summary of this uh, input function. Get text input, that is name, for example name equal to input, enter your name. Get number input, then you have to typecast, that is into integer, display the result, then you have to use print function, print, then whatever the parameters you want you can pass there. We have arithmetic operators, that is a equal to 10, b equal to 3, then print a plus b, that is addition. If you write print a by b, that is division. For example, if you want to integer division, then a double slash b. If you want to exponential of two integers, then a double star or asterisk b. Control flow or conditional statements. Score. If you want to store into a variable called score, that is you have to typecast first, that is integer input, enter your score. If the score is greater than or equal to 60, then print passed, or else it should be failed. Let's try to run the program. I copied the code. Now I'll paste it over here. I'm going to store the input, that is enter your score, into score variable. Now I'm going to compare score is greater than or equal to 60, then print passed or else failed. Now try to run this program. enter your score. For example, if I say 55 and press enter, failed. Why? Because the first condition score is greater than or equal to 60, then only passed. Otherwise, it will be failed. Now come back to the other control flow statements, that is loops. We are going to use loops. Discuss more about the if else statement, then we'll again continue with the for loop. So as we discussed, control flow means controlling which part of the code you want to run. As we already saw that the condition, the score, if it is greater than or equal to 60, execute passed, otherwise failed. Right? In the same way, there are two main types, that is decision making, if else, and loops, for loop and while loop. So decision making, uh, if else, if the first condition is passed, then if the if condition is passed, then do something else. If the first one failed, then it go to the next thing, that is else. If it's also failed, by default it's going to else condition. For example, you can see here marks, input, enter your marks. If the marks are greater than or equal to 90, then print grade A. If else, if marks greater than or equal to 75, print grade B, else grade C. Already we have worked on this if else statement. If you want to execute this one again, you just need to copy this. Then I have copied the code to Python compiler. Here you can see, run this one. It's going to ask you enter your marks. If I enter 90, press enter, grade A, right? Now let's discuss about loops. Loops are used to repeat code again and again. For example, for loop used when you know how many times to repeat. For example, for I in range of 5, it's going to iterate 5 times because the range is 5. See, we are printing I. Always iteration start with index 0. So range 5 means it's going to print first I. I, as we discussed, index starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It runs loop 5 times. Now copy the code and run this. Paste the code here, run this. See here, it has been executed 5 times. Hello, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a way we can use for loop. Now let's discuss about while loop. While loop used when you don't know how many times to repeat, but you have a condition. That is, for example, you can see count equal to 1 while count less than or equal to 5. That is a condition here. Then it should print, then count plus plus. You can see the output will be like count is starts from 1 and it should end with 5. Why? Because the condition is added here. Count is less than or equal to 5 till the count become 5. It should run. Once the count is 5, then it should stop looping. I'll clear this for loop and I'll paste the code. Count equal to 1 while count is less than or equal to 5, then print count, then after count plus plus. If you run this code, it's going to print count from 1 to 5. Now loop control statements. Break is used to stop the loop completely. Continue is used to skip the current turn and go to the next loop. For example, we can see this one. We can copy this uh, code, that is for I in range 1 to 6, I equal to 3, then skip, then again print. Okay, now let's see how it's going to print. Let's paste this code here and run. See, 1, 2. We have used keyword called continue. When I becomes 3, just I want this I to skip. So when I become 3, it skip I equal to 3, then print, which means that continue use is used to skip the current flow. So the summary of these control flow statements: type if else, keywords are if, else, which means make decisions, loop, counted, which is keyword is for loop, repeat a known number of times, and loop with condition we have to use while, repeat while a condition is true. Control, if you want to control something inside these loops, you can use either break or continue. Break is going to break entire loop, continue is going to only skip the current flow. We'll discuss about data structures, that is list. So now let's start discussing about data structures. What is a list? A list is like a basket where you can keep many items in one place. In Python, a list is written in square bracket. You can see here when we are declaring fruits variable which is having apple, banana, mango. When you say print fruits, it's going to print as apple, banana, mango. Let's copy this and try to run. Click on run button. Let's see here. The print function prints fruits which contains apple, banana, and mango. So the variable fruits holds a list of strings. Each item in a list is separated by comma. Features of list: list can hold different data types, that is strings, numbers, even other list. You can see here the variable mixed which contains integer, string, and float value. You can change list items way because lists are mutable. Now let's see how it's going to print this one. Okay, mixed equal 10 hello and 3.14 print mixed. Run this program. See 10 hello 3.14. You can access list items by index name, index numbers. You can see here which we declared fruits, right? In first index, 0 index having apple, and print fruits of 2, which means third item, that is mango. List operations. We can change the item by, you can assign element, I mean by index fruits of 1 equal to orange. We can change, right? Also add items. If you want to add extra item to the list, you can say append. You can use the function name called append. Let's see in the example. In mixed list, we have mixed of 0. I'll take 0. In 0 we have 10, right? I'm going to update this one as 20. Okay, now let's say run this program. See, the 10 has been replaced with 20. Now I want to add extra element to the mixed list, right? So what I'll do, mixed dot append. I'm going to add one more string element called you can say anything like this is added newly. Now run. See, the last one is added, this is added newly. To add we have used append. To remove we can use remove by value or remove by position. There are two types of functions are there to removing items from the list. Either you go with the remove option, that is directly by value. Wherever we found this apple, it's going to be removed. If we have pop one, which means by position. Let's check this. I have copied the code over here. I have appended the code. Now I have used pop 3, which is going to remove the uh, third element, third index, and wherever we found hello, it's going to remove. Once you run this code, it's going to display only 20 and 3.14. Why? Because when I say pop 3, 0, 1, 2, and 3, these are the three elements which we have added to the list. When you say pop, it's going to remove the by index. When you say remove and you have passed the value is hello, it's going to remove the value called hello. You can also uh, check the length of the list. How to check the length of the list? You can use length function, that is len. How many items were there? Let's see that. So I'll do this len length function of mixed. So total 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to return 4. Yeah, length is 4. To iterate throughout a list, we can use, for example, for fruit in fruits and print fruit. It's going to print all these elements. So summary is, creating a list, we can use fruits equal to apple, banana. Access the items, you can use by index. Change the item, you can use by index. Add item, you can use by append function. Remove item, you can use either remove or pop. Length, you can check the length of the list using length function. And looping throughout the list, you can use for x in fruits. So now I'll check the example, that is nothing but we can use uh, here. Let's say here for mix in mixed, print mix. Now let's run. The server is down, so that is the reason it's taking some time. You can see here we have iterated throughout the mixed list, which is printed one item by one item. 20 hello 3.14, this is added new. These are the items which we have added so far. So we have functions, like how to create a function in Python. That is very simple. We have to use a keyword called def, that is greet name, which is going to be a parameterized function. Then you can write def function equal to function name. Def greet, the name of the function is greet, and we are passing a parameter called name. Then we are returning this name as hello, then after name. Now let's see this example in the compiler. See here, we have declared a function called greet and parameterized a function name as a parameter. How to call a function? You can just call this function name, then have to pass the parameter. That's it. When you run this program, it's going to run the function, execute the function, and it's going to display hello Alice. We have modules in the Python, that is import maths. If you want to use math module, then you have to import this using keyword called math, that is import maths. So if you want to see the square root of 16, you have to use math dot square root of 16. Now let's see this in the compiler. When I run this one, it's going to run this print function, and also it's going to give the square root of 16. The square root of 16 is 4. You can see 4 square is nothing but 16. Here is the task for you, mini project, that is nothing but guess the number. So we have to import a random module, and then we have to generate a random number, then guess the number. If the guessing number is not equal to the number, then it should stop, else it should go inside this while loop. So guess number, and we are casting here input in, that is by integer. Guess the number between 1 to 10. If the number is less than the number, I mean, for example, if you guess the number is 5, then it's going to print as too low. If the number is greater than, in between this 1 to 10, it's going to display, I mean, or above this, for example, if you print, if you enter 11, then it's going to display too high. Let's see this in the compile. Now run this program. So guess the number 1 to 10. I'm going to type as 10, then see. Too high, guess a number between 1 to 10. Why don't know? I mean, we don't know exactly what the random function is going to generate the number. So I'm just still guessing this. Again, I'm going to enter 10, too high, 5. I'm entering 5, too low. I'm going to guess 9. Congratulations, you guessed it. So that is how. So it's best practice that you should do practice on daily basis. Then you will be easily learn Python program. That's it. Thanks for watching.